Mod 27 Films presents Commander in Chef. Well, how are we? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're all staying home, but of course, as we open up, you go out and do things, but stay home, stay safe. But while you're staying home, go out and do things, okay? We need to all work together and bring back the economy. But I'm here for another episode of Commander in Chef, and today we're gonna make a chimichurri marinade for a flank steak. And every time I think about chimichurri, it reminds me of that song, Chim Chimney, Chimichurri. Right? Of course, many people don't know. I used to be a professional singer. I had a band and everything. People used to refer to me as Little Richard, but of course, you know, he already had an existence and God rest his soul. So I told people they needed to, of course, come up with another nickname for Richard. So instead, they decided to call me Little Dick. Right? That was my stage name. Got a lot of gold-plated records and everything like that. So Little Dick was everywhere. So that's me. I'm very famous for singing as well. But today we're talking about a chimichurri marinade for our flank steak. So how that's going to work is we've collected a lot of herbs. You can kind of see I already have the herbs mostly put in our food processor. The herbs we got from our very own herb garden. We had to start all over. Michelle Obama had an herb garden, had to get rid of it all. Because I was afraid when they said it was taken care of by Obama Lawn Care. You know, I couldn't have anything close to that. I couldn't have Obamacare anywhere near my house at all. So we even got rid of all the seats in the White House because somebody said, oh, those are Obama's chairs. And it sounds just like Obamacare. So we got rid of everything that has anything to do with it. So we have our own herb garden. And we have, today we're going to use a basil and parsley and green onion mixture instead of cilantro, because too many people have cilantro and they say it tastes like soup. Doesn't to me, but some people do. They eat it, it tastes like soup. I don't know why. Maybe they have a dirty mouth and they need to clean it out. I'm not sure. But today we're going to use basil, parsley, and green onions for our chimichurri. And that's already here in our food processor. So we're going to add to that 3 cloves of garlic, already kind of smashed up with the paper removed. The paper's not good. You don't need that in there. It's just chewy and texturally not pleasing. So we're going to take that off. And then we're going to put in here a jalapeno. This one's already turning a little red. Means it's nice and red. Now, when I say jalapeno, it reminds me of Geppetto, who of course is famous puppet master, which is very close to who I am. I'm a puppet master as well. All the governors, they love me, but I'm pulling their strings. Let's be honest, they can't do a thing without me. And they all tell me all the time how much of a great job I'm doing, cooking as well as everything else. So we're gonna add that in there. We're gonna add a little bit of pepper as well. Add that in there. Then we're gonna add some salt. I always use kosher salt for all of my friends who need that kind of thing. Kosher salt's the best kind. That's a good texture. And then we're going to take a lime. We need some lime juice. We're going to squeeze that in there. But a nice little trick is you take the lime and you roll it out. Can you see this? Can you see how I'm rolling the lime? There you go. And then you kind of put in a cut across that, get it in half. Ooh, I just dropped it. We picked it back up. We squeeze in the fresh lime juice. Very simple. Very simple. And then we squeeze in the other one. And that goes in like that. The citrus helps the acidity, brightens it, keeps it a nice green color. I'm being told not to tell you my acid story, so I'm not going to talk anymore about acidity. Okay, thank you very much for that, by the way. Good save. All right, so now we're going to move on. And we're also going to add a little red wine vinegar. Now, the important thing that you notice here is I'm not telling you any quantities, any amounts. I don't like to follow a written down recipe, or if anybody writes down a recipe or a plan, I don't like to follow it. I always deny that it's even there. And I'll tell people, no, I'm going to do it my own way, because my way is the better way. It's a greater way. It's the way that everybody should do things. So we add a little bit more red wine vinegar. My way is the best way by far. By far. Better than any other person's way. Okay, and then we're going to add some evu, but before that happens, I'm going to get this started. It's going to be hard to talk, so you just watch. The magic's about to happen. Now what happens is it starts to incorporate the evu, and it makes more of a marinade. I like to play with that. Okay, that seems to be incorporated pretty well. Let's take a little look here. You can see all the herbs, everything has been incorporated in there. You can see the jalapenos in there as well. It's nice and hot, And what we're going to do now is we'll take this marinade, we'll put it over our flank steak and let it sit marinating for over about 24 hours. Then we're going to put it on our pellet grill smoker. I'm not going to say which one because RecTech wouldn't sponsor me. They wouldn't say anything, so I'm not going to mention RecTech at all because they haven't given me any money for my show. So why should I mention RecTech? Okay? It's just not going to happen. But that is what we'll do. We'll do a nice slow smoke on the marinated flank steak, and then we'll do a reverse sear, and it should be delicious. Nice medium rare. And once again, this has been Commander and Chef, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. Spread the word.